Huskies driving down the field once more. Up a touchdown on the Panthers here on homecoming nights. They'll toss it to Aaron Turner. Getting to the edge, Aaron Turner to the 15.
It's pretty remarkable when you talk about UConn losing 2 running backs. The fact that they're still able to be this productive is a testament not only to the guys they have on the roster, but this entire coaching staff. At one point this season, UConn was going to take a defensive lineman and throw him at running back because it was the only available option, but they realized they had the depth to keep the engine going, and boy, it's on fire right now.
Nate Carter was their starter. He was averaging 101 yards per game when the injury happened. So all things considered, Houston, Rosa, Burns, doing a heck of a job in the backfield. Low snap, Turner goes into the flat. Houston tries to find space. There is none. Great pursuit from Potts once again. Second down.
That's been the guy, Jamal Potts. Anytime a play gets outside the hashes, his radar starts to flash. He goes, it's my time to shine, and he has been outstanding, keeping FIU in a couple of games now.
Second tackle for loss this season. And that will send us to the end of the first quarter. Fun one so far. The Panthers have had some offensive success, but a fumble and a turnover on downs hurting thus far. UConn a 7-0 lead after 1 here on ESPN3.
Across the country, businesses have had to adjust how they operate and make difficult decisions to protect their employees, customers, and communities. While we don't yet fully know where this road will lead, we do know you don't have to walk it alone. When you're ready, Cox Media's team of experts will be here to offer thoughtful perspective on messaging and media planning as your customers are evolving how they watch, read, and connect. We're here to help you navigate this together. Cox Media. Better together.
You know what beats next day shipping? Getting it the same day. So shop Ace online and get free in-store or curbside pickup right in your neighborhood. Or get what you need delivered the very same day you order.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
On October 21st.
It's not one of those amicable divorces.
I try not to be in the same time zone.
It's Clooney versus Roberts.
Okay, let's go.
It's a mystery you're still alone.
At least when I date, it's age appropriate.
See you again. Never.
Hopefully not that soon.
I'm pretty sure you don't win anything for finishing the whole pig.
You used to do sleep karate.
I wasn't asleep. I was attacking you.
There you go.
Ticket to Paradise.
Who won?
It wasn't a competition.
Only in theaters October 21st. Rated PG-13.
You're a champion of multiple fantasy leagues. Your dominant reign is unprecedented. To watch over this dynastic empire, you scored a TV that's unbeatable in every measurable visual category. The only thing that can hand this fancy TV a bitter defeat? Bad internet.
Wow, unbelievable, did you see that?
Get good internet with Cox, just named America's fastest internet download speeds, because good things deserve good internet.
Across the country, businesses have had to adjust how they operate and make difficult decisions to protect their employees, customers, and communities. While we don't yet fully know where this road will lead, we do know you don't have to walk it alone. When you're ready, Cox Media's team of experts will be here to offer thoughtful perspective on messaging and media planning as your customers are evolving how they watch, read, and connect. We're here to help you navigate this together. Cox Media. Better together. Across the country, businesses have had to adjust how they operate and make difficult decisions to protect their employees, customers, and communities. While we don't yet fully know where this road will lead, we do know you don't have to walk it alone. When you're ready, Cox Media's team of experts will be here to offer thoughtful perspective on messaging and media planning as your customers are evolving how they watch, read, and connect. We're here to help you navigate this together. Cox Media. Better together.
7-0 UConn after a quarter of play here on ESPN3. Glad to have you with us tonight. The Huskies and the Panthers both going for back-to-back victories for the first time in 3 seasons. There's UConn over Fresno State last week. FIU with their first road win in 4 years with a victory in New Mexico State last time out. It's Devontae Houston, another carry as he gets to the 20. A bit closer to that original line of scrimmage. Jordan Girard in on the tackle. And a 3rd and long upcoming for the Huskies.
Panthers using all their defensive line depth. Gerard getting there, making the play. Devon Strickland is back in this rotation. He's the all-conference pick on this defensive front for FIU, so incredibly important for the Panthers to have him back against a rush-heavy attack. Leads to third and about as long as possible.
It's going to be 3rd and 14. Might be a free play for UConn. I don't see any flag here. Turner steps up. Evades the first man. Turner inside the 10. He's going to be short of the first down. For a second, it looks like it might be a free play, but I think Strickland didn't go across the line, and it's 4th down.
It probably should have been a free play. UConn asking for one, but with no flag forthcoming. Zion Turner does a nice job tucking and running, nearly gets there, just like Grayson James did earlier, but a little bit short, and field goal time for the Huskies.
So Rulis will come on, 5 for 6 on the season for the sophomore from West Hartford. Long of 54.
Attempt a 27-yard field goal.
This will be from 27. Rulis, no problem. And he makes it a 10-0 game here early in the second quarter. There are flags on the play.
And if this goes against FIU, it's less than 5 to go, so potentially a huge call here.
Wow, that's a big sequence there. UConn will get to stay on the field. A costly penalty for FIU.
Yeah, unforced errors by the Panthers. All right, off a game where they simply didn't have those. You know, they played about as perfect a game as they're possible to play in Las Cruces, New Mexico. And that time they go into Rulis and afford UConn just a huge opportunity. Hey, here's a free 1st and goal when you're already up a touchdown. Huskies say thank you very much.
Between the fumble for FIU and now they're running into the kicker. Costly miscues. 1st and goal at the 4. Rosa following his blockers. Rosa, second effort. Touchdown, UConn. It's 13-0.
Rosa carries for the Huskies touchdown.
Taking quick advantage of the FIU penalty, and the Huskies in the end zone once again.
They move Aaron Turner off. He sets up a strong side, withstanding 1, 2, 3 tackles. Good power running by Victor Rosa. Easy to figure out why this coaching staff has come to trust him more and more as the weeks have gone by. FIU had their chances, including on that field goal, and just didn't capitalize on them. That's the headline early on in this game for the Panthers.
Now Rulis out for another chip shot, this time on a PAT. It's all Huskies right now. Riding that ground attack to a 14-0 lead. Huskies feeling good on the road right now. Up 2 touchdowns at FIU.
Let's make a toast. Here's to savoring every sip.
Want to get that done, you know.
And embracing every moment.
Layla.
Every unexpected, timeless moment. To turning up, winding down, and everything in between. Whatever you're planning or not planning this holiday season, we're made for the moment.
What makes L'Oreal Paris Hyaluronic Acid Serum loved by so many?
Our highest concentration of pure hyaluronic acid. Over time, wrinkles are visibly reduced. Skin is replumped. 100% of women showed an improvement. Revitalift Hyaluronic Acid Serum by L'Oreal Paris.
Let's hide behind the chainsaws.
Smart.
If you're in a horror movie, you make poor decisions. It's what you do. If you want to save even more, you bundle your home and car insurance with Geico. It's what you do.
So sweet, so crispy. Nobody makes breakfast as good as Wendy's new home-style French toast sticks.
Nobody.
Nope.
Keep talking. I can't hear you.
I should probably stop.
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new home-style French toast sticks.
Gotta keep it moving, running all the time. No time to waste it.
If you do what feels right, then own your style.
Philips One Blade. Your style made simple. There's always a way to make life better.
Nothing UConn early here in the second quarter. At FIU Stadium on homecoming nights, but not much to cheer about thus far for the Panthers. Turnover on downs and a fumble. UConn is taking quick advantage of it here on the road, to the tune of a 14-0 lead. Panthers will have their third possession here in a moment as Flex Joseph will take it 2 yards from the end zone. And get out near the 25-yard line. What's been the issue, Corey, for the FIU offense thus far? They've got it across midfield, but not much more after that.
Turnovers will kill you. It's the most basic form of analysis in this sport, but if you are giving the ball to the other team, you're not going to win the ball game. It's the single most important thing, and it completely defines their chances.
Some success early in the drives, but tough plays from there for FIU. A minute and a half in the second quarter here. Grayson James and E.J. Wilson will get things started. On the first play, James quickly. Jacoby Hewitt makes the catch out by the 40-yard line. That's a good start to the drive for the Panthers.
Great start. FIU's found some success there on those boundary plays. Bracey, now Hewitt. Like you said, the Panthers have moved the ball. That's not the issue for FIU so far.
Hewitt another grab, facing pressure immediately, and he'll be tackled for a loss of 5. That throw was a little behind him, and that didn't help anything.
Tackled by Ian Swenson.
Ian Swenson right there at the spearhead for these UConn defenders. He just plays contained that entire time. That's why you gang tackle. Nowhere to go. He gets funneled back in. A lot of it right there.
Second and 14. Fake to Wilson. James has a bit of a pocket. Now flush. Will call his own number. And that's good open field tackling from Stan Cross, the junior. Third down.
Tackle by Stan Cross.
Grayson takes all he can. And now FIU training staff be called upon.
Is that Lindell Hudson?
Yeah, I think so.
On a knee around the 30.
Had that incredible game a week ago, was playing not at 100% and was shaken up in a couple of weeks even going into that. So he has been a warrior for this FIU team. Down on a knee again.
Back up on his own string. That's good to see. Third and 10 upcoming for the Panthers. It's been a different wideout that has made a name for himself in just about every game for FIU. In the first one, Chris Mitchell stood out for his contributions, a pair of touchdowns. Jalen Bracey most recently at New Mexico State had a couple of big plays. See the Panthers trying to get Jacoby Hewitt involved on this drive. Third and 10 upcoming.
Third down.
James on third down. Off his back foot into the boundary. And nowhere for E.J. Wilson to go. He's shoved out of bounds, and the Panthers will have to punt once more.
Wilson Jr.
UConn's been ready to go, and it's no big surprise. Jim Moore's background is that of a defensive back coach. That's where he got his start. So even with Lou Spano stepping aside, and UConn kind of doing a defensive coordinator by committee. You trusted that these defensive backs would be in the right place at the right time. And as FIU has tried to constantly use those quick-hitting screens to the boundaries, UConn has properly anticipated, reacted, and made their one-on-one tackles.
Montiel, who's averaged 44 yards per punt this season. Rosa calls for a fair catch at the 20. Has no problem as UConn will take over once more. Once FIU gets around midfield, that offense becomes just about as crisp as, I don't know, the camera resolution right now. It doesn't look good once it gets around midfield. But they've had some signs of success today. They've been able to convert that into points. The crowd looking for something to cheer about.
Really good crowd on hand, too. Yeah. You see it right there. Looking for some homecoming cheer, but right now, UConn's got some juice.
Devontae Houston gashing for more yards. He makes another man miss, and he's across the 50-yard line. There goes Devontae Houston. It's a house call. Touchdown, UConn, 80 yards. But a flag back at the 20, though, Corey.
FIU is about to get really lucky.
That'll bring it back.
Christian Haynes, the guilty party, and FIU gets bailed out. Aaron Turner did a nice job blocking downfield. The wide receiver springs the back. FIU's got it bottled up. On first glance, they've got everything there, but there's no one playing backside contain. UConn had it. Now you see that hold right there. That was right in the middle of your screen, and so that's what sprung it. But FIU needs to be more mindful. There are other gaps besides the primary one that you have to be accountable for at every play. So a good learning opportunity for FIU. It costs them nothing, and UConn gives up 10 yards.
So first and 20. 4 minutes into the second quarter here. Houston would have been closing in on a 200-yard game already if there was no laundry on that play. Now they'll go to Rosa, who has one of the touchdowns today. He's met immediately. Maybe a loss of one.
Jake Howard, been one of the rotational guys for FIU. He sees this one the entire way. You look at 11, he never stops moving. Shuffles, waits. That's kind of what a linebacker's asked to do. It's hurry up and wait. Get to the spot, be able to anticipate. Jake Howard, one of the reserves, not looking like it right there.
Alabama State transfer. First time we've said his name today. Turner rolling to the right. An easy pitch and catch with Aaron Turner. Gets to the 20 before being shouldered out by Demetrius Hill. 3rd and 10 upcoming.
Functionally gets the penalty yardage back. That's what UConn was thinking right there. They weren't necessarily trying to convert. You roll out Zion, allow him to get it, and make it 3rd and relatively manageable. It's still very long, 3rd and, like you said, 10, 11. But this is within your script. 3rd and 15, 16 is not.
Young quarterback on his own side of the field, 3rd and long. Zion Turner, who went 37-2 as a high school starter up the road in Fort Lauderdale. Turner facing pressure, evades Peterson, has a lead blocker, hurdles a man, and gets close to the 30. Valiant effort there from Turner, showing the athleticism, but will be just short of a first down.
A little South Florida on South Florida crime. These two guys are familiar with each other. Watch this move by Sean Peterson. The reason you see Zion running right there is because right before that, Sean Peterson hits an absolutely filthy swim move, runs right in. He doesn't make the tackle, but he completely disrupts Turner's process. And at that point, the young quarterback doesn't know where to go, takes off and gets what he can. But the second Sean Peterson hit that move and went straight into the backfield, it was going to be punting time for the UConn Huskies.
We talked with Mike McIntyre about Peterson. He's been really impressed with his transition to linebacker. High snap. Close to being a blocked punt there. Fair catch being called for. Dangerous. Dean Patterson able to make the grab at the 45. Decent field position for FIU. When we come back, trailing 14-0 here on ESPN 3.
irresistibly smooth chocolate. To put the world on pause. Lindor Almond Butter, made to melt you. By the Lindt Master Chocolatier.
That's half the fun of a new house, seeing what people left behind in the attic.
Well, saving on homeowners insurance with Geico's help was pretty fun, too.
Well, enjoy your house.
Nope.
Geico.
With Sonic's 2 for $5 menu, you get 2 delicious things for only $5. How will you know which 2 to choose? Don't ask us. That's a rhetorical question. And everyone knows 2 for $5 is better than 1, which is helpful if you struggle with decision making. The Sonic 2 for $5 menu.
Sonic.
Gotta keep it moving, running all the time. No time to waste it.
If you do what feels right, then own your style. Philips One Blade. Your style made simple. There's always a way to make life better.
Hello, little one. Welcome to the great unknown. Not the okay unknown, or the underwhelming unknown. It's the great unknown for a reason. It's a world of endless possibilities and adventures you can't even imagine. Toyota, let's go places.
UConn controlling things thus far to the tune of a 14-0 lead. It's similar numbers in total yardage, but UConn controlling things on the ground and taking advantage of FIU miscues.
That's the story of the game so far. FIU, a few unforced errors that have put UConn in the driver's seat. But right now, the Panthers, a chance. You get the ball at just about midfield. You can't ask for much better than that.
They'll start this at the 45, Corey, and give off to Flex Joseph, who sees some space to work with. Joseph makes a man miss and across the 30-yard line. Nice run to start the drive from Lexington Joseph.
That's exactly what FIU needed, that explosive to answer what UConn's done running the football. That read option game holds the linebackers just to beat Boyer Randall. By the time he sees it, Flex is gone. Good job by the defensive backs to prevent the touchdown, but FIU building on past plays to lead to current ones.
James to throw. That's caught. Dean Patterson the grab at the 25-yard line. Last week, Corey, we saw Grayson James run 18 times. Yeah. Had 61 yards, 43 net after some sacks, took some totals away. We talked with Mike McIntyre. He said, wouldn't expect 18 runs from Grayson again, maybe 8, 10, 12 in that area. They don't want to work him that hard again, but it was effective last week.
Yeah, Coach Yost built a specific game plan for the team that they were playing that week in Las Cruces, and it worked well.
2nd and 6. Patterson the sweep. Bracey setting a block, and Dean Patterson has first down yardage. A flag coming in late, though, from the near side.
That's the mark of a really good coach, where you're not building players to your system, but building your system to your players. And so when you adapt and create those opportunities against New Mexico State and it works well, then you come the next week and try and do it again. And what we've seen in this game for FIU is a concerted effort to get to the boundary.
It's going to be unnecessary roughness on Jacob Peace after the play. Another costly penalty. Go back to the running into the kicker, which gave UConn a 1st and goal, which they converted into a touchdown right after. FIU not in a position to get away with those kind of mistakes right now.
That's been the game. 1 step forward, 2 step back. It's a bit of a cliche, but it certainly applies here for FIU. Still a chance to break it, though, in good territory inside the 40.
2nd and 17, not 10. 8 minutes to play in the half. On the ground, nowhere to go. About the play of Eric Watts thus far, clogging up the running lanes. The junior from South Carolina. 4.5 tackles for loss entering this game, and he ensures it's a 3rd and long here.
Yeah, he was awesome in that Michigan game. Didn't really get going against Fresno. Had a tough time, but has very clearly bounced back.
They had Fresno to 1 net rushing yard.
Yeah, no, they were
in the
amazing.
first half last week.
Both lines. You know, the coaches couldn't say enough about the offensive and defensive line. Listen, that's where the game is won. It's about blocking and tackling, especially at this level.
FIU's taking themselves out of field goal range right now. Fairweather the grab. We'll get close to the 30.
Pass is complete.
That penalty proving very costly, and now a decision. And another flag coming in late.
Have to check another penalty. FIU with the right play call, trying to set up that mid-screen to Valdo Fairweather, but simply too much pressure, and UConn rallies to the football, knowing they have plenty of room to work. Officials will gather. They've went towards the UConn sideline, which means it's going against FIU. The Panthers try and run the old rub on the screen and wind up interfering. UConn will say no thanks and bring up a 4th down decision for Mike McIntyre.
Correction.
A little bit of confusion now between the coaching staffs and the officials of where the ball's going to be spotted. So it remains 3rd down. I think they originally said it'd be 4th, but they moved the ball back to midfield now. So they're about a mile away from the line of scrimmage.
So UConn actually did accept the penalty. They were going to decline it, and they say, no, we'll push them back. And now
it's 3rd and 33.
This is a South Florida mile.
Now more whistles coming in. UConn's walking back towards their sideline. I think everybody's a little confused what's happening.
They move the ball up a few yards from the 50 to the 48.
A quick hydration break while they're at it. I wonder if David Yost just dials up a deep shot at this point. Tyrese Chambers, FIU star wideout, has not been that involved since the first series.
Got going right away, and since then, UConn's done a really nice job. And when we got a chance to speak with Jim Mora about how he wanted to handle Tyrese Chambers, he pointed out specifically that they identified him in practice. They mocked against him. They understood that that's a guy that you key on immediately, and you build in specific scenarios on how to handle it. And so far, UConn has executed in all of those scenarios, really keeping zero out of the game plan.
3rd and 33 here, partner. Under 7 minutes to go in the half. Panthers will keep it simple on the sweep. As Chris Mitchell gets a decent chunk back, but taken down inside the 40.
Chris Mitchell with the carry.
And UConn, knowing they have all the room in the world, rallies to the football. This would be over 50 yards for a field goal try.
FIU offense is going to stay out on the field.
It's a tough spot because if you punt...
Now they're going to punt, partner.
There you go. All right. Now, if you punt and you get a touchback, your net is only about 17 yards. It's too far for a field goal, but it's also difficult because the odds of converting on a 4th and 10 plus are pretty low, especially against this opportunistic UConn defense.
Yeah, it's going to be about a 4th and 19. So Dayton Montiel going to try to place it in a good spot.
Great punt.
Fair catch at the 5.
That's doing the job right there.
Under 6 minutes to play, first half. The Huskies up 14.
For the brand.
Irresistibly smooth chocolate. To put the world on pause. Lindor Almond Butter, made to melt you. By the Lindt Master Chocolatier.
Sure feels good when you get it right. And with Philips Sonicare technology, it's easy to always get brushing right. Philips.
So if you're happy and you know it, throw your hands up and show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. And if you love the life you're living, go ahead and dive right in and shake it like you mean it. Do a little dance. Show me what you got. Oh, 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 oh. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
Find your happiness in San Diego.
Restructured pork patty. Arby's real country style rib sandwich. Arby's, we have the meats.
Make this worth your while, Peloton.
All the classes and endless motivation that fits your schedule to keep you coming back. Time.
Come on.
And time.
Keep it up.
And time again.
Almost there. Let's finish strong.
That's why 91% of households that join Peloton are still active 12 months later. Motivation that moves you. Rent the Peloton Bike or Bike Plus. Terms apply.
You ready for our favorite? Oh my gosh, this takes me back. I'm in the lead. Yes! No!
Making new memories. That's my way to play. Nintendo Switch.
Hey, who gon' stop us now? 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 Who gon' stop us now?
Glad to have you with us on ESPN3. It's a 14-0 lead for UConn. They'll start this drive. Their own 5-yard line after a pretty good punt from Dayton Montiel. Successful first half, all in all, for UConn. They'd love to make it a 21-0 game before halftime. Keep in mind, they'll get the ball back to start the second half as well. Two tight ends set here. Turner will hand off. Houston finding some more running room out across the 15-yard line. Devontae Houston's been a factor in this first half.
No question about it. You look at the ground game for the UConn Huskies, and they have done it every single way. Again, look at that gap right there. Credit Houston. He's found the holes and he's exploded through it. Not hesitated, but when you're running with the parting of the Red Sea in front of you, you credit the offensive line, and that's just easy right there for UConn.
Houston closing in on 100 yards. He's probably still disgruntled. He had that 80-yard touchdown taken away.
Huskies over 100 as a team already.
They play fake to Houston here. Now scrambling, Turner able to get it off. Alex Noble's making the tackle, doing well in pursuits. Turner avoiding a negative play as well.
The pressure by Jordan Gerard just saved the potential explosive right there. Offensive line got Zion a ton of time, but Gerard flushed him and forced the short play. There were some chances deep down the field. We haven't seen UConn dial up the deep shot just yet in the ball game, but it's in the playbook.
Turner 7 for 9 now offensively. 2nd and 8. Houston a run. Has blockers. There goes Houston. All sorts of room to run. Houston across the 35. UConn gashing FIU.
Houston carries.
And they're doing it from every direction. You'll see 64, Chris Haynes here. He pulls and he seals off the backside. They don't even need it. There's no one coming from over there.
All sorts
it's
of room
just
to run.
FIU unable
Houston
to pursue the football.
35.
And the team speed of the UConn Huskies making a huge difference. You look up and down this Husky roster, they got a lot of guys from the Sunshine State, and the biggest attribute of Florida high school football is that speed and athleticism. It's the guys from up north displaying it right now.
At the 25, Rosa. Trying to get another yard or two, but
Rosa with the carry.
Stuffed after a gain of 1. Houston's making it look easy. A lot of credit to that O-line so far.
Best play of the day for Trevante O'Neal. It's the first time that anyone on that FIU defensive line has been able to hold their spot against the big boys up front for UConn.
O'Neal had his first tackle for loss of the season last week. D-line could use a spark from somebody at the moment. 2nd and 9. Turner rolling to his right. Flicks it downfield, incomplete. Hezekiah Masses in coverage. It'll be third down.
Great coverage by Zeke Massis. This is the youngster that this FIU defensive coaching staff is most excited about. They adore his potential. It's really tough to be a freshman cornerback in this league and at this level, but so far, they like what they've seen from Zeke Massis.
Kylish Hicks, the intended receiver, 3rd and 9 with 3:15 left here. And field goal range for Rulis if this would be incomplete. As they motion Turner again.
Just 3 down linemen here for FIU. They like this look on the early downs. Peterson looks like he's going to bail, but
UConn will take a moment to chat about it here. 3rd and 9 with 3:13 left to play. It was fun talking with Jim Moore earlier in the week, and we asked him a question that been posed a couple times this offseason. You know, he's been living in Idaho, enjoying the downtime, been in broadcasting a little bit. We said, look, why come back? Why come back to UConn? He said, look, I just missed coaching. I missed the players. I wanted to be in a college town, and, you know, I love going uphill. I skiing and mountain biking and climbing uphill. Now I wanted to coach what might look like an uphill situation. But he really seems rejuvenated and excited for this particular challenge.
Yeah. And it's true of both these coaches. These guys are addicts. There's no other word to describe it. They both could have just hung it up. They don't have anything left to prove. They've done it at an incredibly high level, and they come back and take on 2 incredibly challenging rebuilds.
He said, well, what bike ride am I going to go on today?
Right.
It got a little tiring. He's back in his element now. 3rd and 9. 3:15 left. Turner to the far sideline. That's complete, and it should be a first down. Jolie, that 3rd down target again coming through.
Tackled by
Demetrius Hill did all he could. He breaks on that football. Just a step behind, and FIU giving a lot of space. It's great recognition. Understanding where the sticks are, getting just ahead. Demetrius Hill is about as veteran as it gets for this FIU defensive group on the backside, even though he's just a redshirt freshman.
FIU is without C.J. Christian tonight, who was injured last week in the win at New Mexico State. It settled into a nice role in the secondary. Here's Houston. It's been unstoppable thus far today. Took a decent pop a couple yards into that run. Gain of 5.
Look at Christian Haynes taking on a couple of guys. 64 there. You see him facing the camera. He does a nice job getting to second level. He's got over 30 different starts for UConn. Experience can be overrated sometimes for an offensive line, and other times it's incredibly important, and it's paying huge dividends. As you see Mike McIntyre.
Following that big offensive line, still pushing them forward inside the 5. First down, UConn. Estes was in as a tight end there. Jacob Flynn will come in now for this play.
1st and goal.
UConn used up all their timeouts. Doesn't really matter right now. They're actually thinking about killing some time. Looking to finish it off with some style points here, leaving FIU as little time as possible. Go to the locker room with a 3-score lead.
The give to Turner. Accelerating and shoved out of bounds. Donovan Manuel was in the right spot.
That's just about the first time that UConn's done anything unconventional in terms of their running game. Try to go with a little bit of window dressing here. You get that pre-snap motion, forcing FIU to declare, turn things around, quarterback hands it off. Donovan Manuel, who struggled early in the game, was on that thing from the word go.
They lose a couple of yards on 1st and goal. That stops the clock as well. Rosa, the tailback, in with Turner. Second and goal at the 8, Turner. Peterson getting to the quarterback, setting up a third. Very long.
You would never guess that Sean Peterson was a running back for his entire FIU career until this year. He's been outstanding on the edge. He crashes in. They try to stop him. He doesn't get the initial play. Doesn't matter. Fierce determination by Sean Peterson. Give a lot of credit to Gerard as well. He's having his best game as a Panther. FIU defense stepping up.
And Mike McIntyre takes his first timeout with a minute 14 left to go here in the half. UConn did just convert on 3rd and 9. 3rd and goal upcoming here at the 14. And your FIU can hold UConn to a field goal and trying to get one more possession points before the end of the half. It's not the best case scenario right now.
Yeah, field goal still makes it a 3-score game, which is kind of the borderline for a game that's wide open, but still. Deep analysis here. 3 is a lot less than 7. And so FIU really needing that. And just having that silver lining for your defense. They're going to have a lot to talk about. Javon DeWitt is the defensive coordinator for the FIU Panthers. He's going to have some work to do here in the 15 minutes between the second and the third quarter. But if you can sell your guys on one final positive outcome, that can be your launching pad into the third and fourth quarter. And that's what FIU has had to do here at home. It was against Bryant. They were trailing. They were in trouble. And they came back and had that huge second half. It's going to be a similar script for FIU if they have ideas of winning this ball game.
3rd and goal from the 14. Swing pass. Turner cuts upfield. Beautiful spin. Now bouncing off another tackle. Terrific individual effort from Aaron Turner, but he had a long way to go. Should most likely bring out the field goal unit.
Extremely conservative here for UConn. Not wanting to take a chance. Their second quarterback of the year, the true freshman. Let him take it. Keep it short. Let's take that 3-score lead. FIU gets their incremental win on defense, but UConn is going to have the headline from half one here in Miami. And there's even some preseason. You know, the guy who would have been the starting nickel for this FIU defense had to medically retire. So there's certainly a lot of adversity on both teams, but at the end of the day, you can only play with who's out there. UConn's had to deal with it too, and you just tip your cap to the Huskies. That was a really well-played first half.
Rulis from 26. No problem there. Gets inside that upright. And makes it a 17-0 game with 1:03 left to play here in the first half. If you're UConn coming off the Fresno State win, 19-14, now you have 17 first-half points on the road. What's the most impressive aspect of this first half for UConn in your mind?
Energy. Energy, energy, energy. It's the first thing. It wasn't easy for them. It's not like they came out and beat Fresno by 50. And coming off of the huge loss against Michigan, against NC State, it'd be so easy for a team to just check out, say, forget it, we don't care. But throughout that game, you saw consistent excitement and passion on that UConn sideline. They felt that they had a real chance, and they went out there and executed it. And now in this game as well, Jim Moore talked about it. Don't be a one-hit wonder. Guys could have said, no, we got our win, we're done, we've already matched, we got our first FBS win in a couple years. Not in this one, man. They are running hard, they are running fast, they are shedding through some of the top FIU defenders. It is just a passion for football on display from the Huskies, and you can't help but admire it.
Calls it the Husky Revolution.
Yep.
Once UConn feel like it can be a football school as well. Loved the energy you saw in practice this week.
Yeah.
Said maybe there was one spring practice, one summer, one fall camp practice I didn't like, but really these guys have been terrific. That stays in bounds for Flex Joseph to work with. It's around the 25.
And one thing that's really important too, and it applies to both teams, FIU and UConn are not two programs that don't have any tradition at all. Both of these schools have been good at football. FIU is only a couple years removed from a win against Miami and finding a lot of success even before that and producing a series of NFL quarterbacks. And for a second there, UConn was running back U. They were consistently elevating guys to the next level and playing on Sunday. So two schools that have a core infrastructure in place just have to build back to that. And both coaches took these jobs understanding that potential was there.
They were in a New Year's Day bowl game in the late 2000s. So was Kansas, who's had a renaissance this year, of course.
Right.
James. Oh, he threw an interception. Oh, that's the worst possible outcome for FIU there. And UConn's back inside the 10-yard line. Trey Wortham gets the pick, and UConn wants some more.
This is why you want experienced players in your defensive backfield. Trey Wortham, with his second pick today, just stays and waits for Grayson James. 3 picks in 2 games. Trey Wortham, a star for the UConn Huskies. And now that 3-score lead that UConn was quite content with, settling for the field goal, can become a 4-score lead. Trey Wortham getting a lot of love from Jim Mora. He's happy when his defensive backs make plays like that.
Boy, the highs and lows of having a young quarterback.
Yeah, Grayson panicked right there. You saw him as he rolled out. He kind of bobbled the football, and so that completely took his eyes off everything downfield, and he just tried to make something happen. Wortham made him pay for it.
47 seconds to work with. Turner. He's taken down as he was about to throw, and a flag came in right around the time of contact. Maybe a hold here.
That was a huge hit by Demetrius Hill. Zion kind of went in the air, and Hill met him at the point. Didn't matter because Victor Rosa committed an illegal block. Turner takes the shot, but we came into this game, AJ, talking about how FIU wanted to start Gunnar Holmberg originally at quarterback, and the biggest reason why is his experience at the position. It doesn't matter if a guy, especially at this level, has the biggest arm or the most athletic ability. Quarterback is a mental position. You have to be able to stay level at all times. Gunnar showed that ability at Duke. They wanted to translate here. He's unavailable to go. They turn to Grayson James. He makes a mistake. That's why what Zion Turner has done so far has been even more impressive as a true freshman quarterback for the Huskies.
Yeah, and the numbers may not speak to that, particularly against the Power 5 competition. But the last game and a half, Turner has made strides, including that 94-yard drive to help get in front of Fresno State last week in the 4th quarter. Very impressive from the true freshman. 40 seconds left here in the first half. UConn's now set up at the 22 after the penalty on Rosa. Turner to pass. Great pocket. He'll step up now. Strickland dives to stop forward progress inside the 20.
That's why FIU is happy to have Devon Strickland back. Panthers only rushed 3 right there, forcing Zion Turner to beat them way down the field. Nothing there. Turner takes off. Makes it a little bit easier for his field goal team.
And they have to come out quickly. Remember, no timeouts left. This should be the final play of the half. Rulis, 35. Punches it through, and the interception will cost the Panthers 3 points heading into the locker room. UConn looking to make it back-to-back wins for the first time in 3 seasons. They're feeling good up in stores right now. 20-0, the score at the half. UConn rolling in Miami. We'll take a break and be back with more here on ESPN3. UConn 20-0 over the Panthers in Miami so far.